Yep, there we go. If I had hit the button, you would have been able to hear all of that, but I'm not going to repeat it all. So Shane Travers there with a time of 50.937. Tracy, stop you laughing. I very rarely make a mistake, but I might have been mistaken. It is Tony Reid out on track at the moment with a shaky bakey. So it is Tony Reid and Andrew Bakey on track at the moment. Oh, Tony Reid, the fire is out of the belly of the Drilco machine, and that is a disappointing way to end their day. So that will be a DNF. Just got some news from Moogie Greg Morgan. He's the navigator in the Boat 44, the liquid strip, has blood pressures gone through the roof, so they'll be sitting out the rest of the afternoon. Very disappointing for them, but we will need to find out what's happened with Uncle Tony and Andrew Shaky Bakey to see what's gone on there, but that is a disappointing end for the boys from the Drilco machine. We'll just wait for those guys to make their way back. You might have noticed there, ladies and gentlemen, that the rescue crew did not make their way to the team on track at the moment. When the boats slow down like that, it is up to driver and navigator to raise their hand to indicate to the safety crew to make their way to effect the rescue. Until such time happens, the rescue crew are instructed to stay away. In the case of a fairly big off, they don't, the driver and navigator clearly don't need to worry about it. We'll take a short break. I'll be back in just a minute. Not sure what Dean Riddick was doing just then, but that was certainly a bit interesting in the launch pool. So it is Merit RV out on track at the moment. Got a few problems with timing. We're not, oh, I'll tell you what, there's all sorts of trouble out there for the Riddick brothers. The timing not showing up over here on the computer, and we're just waiting for these things to click through so we can see where the split's going to be. And there we go, the split at the moment is a 28.453, so well down on where these guys would like to be. Maybe they're bit of a spin out in the launch pool might have taken away the brain cells just that little bit, the concentration level. So Dean and Aaron Riddick, the left glove of Aaron there, will all tell you the boat a little bit floaty towards the end, 51.691, and well down on the time that Shane Travers posted, which was 0.7 quicker. So Dean and Aaron Riddick will not be happy with that. Clayton and Mandy Tisdall now heading out in the Get Insider machine. The pairing from Tapanui on the South Island. The teacher and the excavator operator. The 8 1/4 inch jet unit, 1/4 inch down, aside from the radioactive machine of the rest of the field. Normally we see the Group A's with an 8 1/2 inch jet unit on the big wide expanses here at Meremere. That is certainly a disadvantage in regards to top end speed. So Clayton and Mandy Tisdall through the split with a 27.037, bogged it down a little bit out of the hairpin. But they are 0.7 quicker than the time that Radioactive set with Shane Travers at the helm. Oh, that is late. How he got away with that? Thought we were going to wear him in commentary. Clayton Tisdall with a 49.601. Wow. I can honestly say that the way that run towards this, out of that final right-hander before going into the speed bowl anti-clockwise, that ran wide, and I thought, righto, we are going to wear him in commentary like a cheap suit. Not to be the case. And I think everybody involved there will be relieved at that as Neil Marshall with Eagle Automotive makes his way to the start line. Neil Marshall, Jay Hayden. The Stinger machine out of the Stinger garage, now relocated to New Plymouth. Jamie Christmas, the man behind, in association with the man behind the wheel, Neil Marshall, taking over Stinger race boats. And the pair of these guys, absolute perfectionists. And have a look at the way Neil Marshall is just getting on with this run at the moment. Maybe not the top end speed of some of the guys, a little bit of a lack of horsepower, a little bit untidy at the exits of that hairpin. That'll cost him fractions of a second, but that is all important in the main game, Group A racing, where it's all about pin it. Stick the pedal to the metal and go as hard as you can. Any little problems like that will add time, but it is Neil Marshall over the line with a 48.752. Neil Marshall to the top of the table. He was 0.4 on the split quicker than Clayton Tisdall, 48.752 there, so 0.9 in the end to Clayton and Mandy Tisdall. As we now go Elite Kitchens Racing, Dream It, Live It with Sean and Faye Rice. Faye Rice, the navigator, the aerobatics pilot out of New Plymouth, Sean Rice, the MD at Elite Kitchens, and this brand new Sprint Tech package put together for this pair for the World Series in Australia. They had a nightmare at Keith at Cabarita. They certainly made up for it with a podium in the final round, featured out of the trophy positions for the Worlds, but took their first win at Wanganui a month and a half ago. Now heading in towards the split, it'll be pretty good with a 26.436, and that is the quickest by 0.2 in this top 9 of the Group A category. So Sean and Faye Rice now into a position where they'll be able to progress into the top 6. Line up the central chute, bang, 47.922, 47.922, and that is about 0.8 quicker or thereabouts, quicker than Neil Marshall. So it is a Dean Riddick situation that he was probably one of the most untidy laps that he's produced all day that makes him sit on the bubble as Super Mario Ross Travers heads out to the line. Amanda Kiddo doing the navigational duties. What can Super Mario achieve? Another one of these guys of the 8 1/4 inch jet unit, not well accustomed to this big, long, speeding track here at Meremere, south of Auckland in New Zealand for round 2 of the Mouthfresh New Zealand Jet Sprint Championship. Ross Travers, cool, calm. Don't know that he's ever been collected, but I'll tell you what, the man can drive. The split was a 26.903. So he's the quick, 0.3 down on where he'd really like to be. That smaller diameter jet unit certainly going to play a part in proceedings today in the total outcome. Ross Travers through the line there with a 49.034 and into P3. Sean Rice, Neil Marshall, and then that man, Ross Travers, leading the way as we see Simon Gibbon in the Novus Auto Glass Machine, New Zealand number 2 in the Group A category, come out for his top 9 run. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we're trying to go from 9 to 6. The numbers don't stack. That means that 3 people will be hitting the road jack and parking up on the trailer for the rest of the day. Cy Gibbon in the last run, the boat shut down. So what will he and Donna Thompson be able to produce now? Hopefully it was just a small gremlin. We've got no information from the pit paddock area, so we are running blind as far as knowledge as to what happened to Simon Gibbon. But I dare say this man is on a mission. He is proceeding very well in the overall championship after the first round. Wants to continue to do so, wants to take the 2NZ off the side of the boat and replace it with the 1NZ. Donna Thompson, normally at the helm of the 2 abreast race machine, got the offer to jump in alongside of Simon Gibbon from North Canterbury, and has just taken that right on. So Cy Gibbon into the run for the line in the Novus Auto Glass Machine, down into the centre chute. Well, the boat looked untidy, a 48.289 into P2. So he was 0.2 quicker at the split than Sean Rice, but came back at the end and lost a bit of time in the latter part of that lap. But Simon Gibbon will be pretty happy with that. Now it is Ollie Silverton, PSP Racing. So that is the end of Dean Riddick for the day. In the red and white boat, we are now got Shane Travers, the B driver in Radioactive, on the bubble, as Ollie Silverton and Jess Sit, world number 1. Out on track at the moment, this Sprint Tech just handling beautifully. These guys did put a foot wrong during Q2. Ollie Silverton took the wrong channel, but he's put that behind him. Certainly not worried about it. That is fairly obvious from what we're seeing on the racetrack. Oh, the split, 26.088. That is the quickest split by 0.4. So Ollie Silverton leading this charge. Oh no, he's nearly ducked into the right, grabbed hold of it very, very quickly. That is just split-second reaction that kept him on track, and the time of a 47.997 into P2. So he lost to Sean Rice in that top 9 by 0.075. So that is the end of Dean Riddick and Shane Travers. Here's how it's going to look progressing into the top 6 for the Group A. Slowest to fastest will be Clayton Tisdall, Ross Travers, Neil Marshall, Simon Gibbon, Ollie Silverton and Sean Rice. Quickest going into the top 6. But when we get into the top 6, we're going to forget all those times, reset the clocks, run again. We get ready for top 9 unlimited method.